privately. Been doing handicap for 10 years at 72.5%. This is the Juicer's Corner.
I am the Juicer. Juicer here, Juicer's Corner, Week 5 in the NFL. We're moving along pretty good. We're going to start out right away, get into our Thursday night game. We have Indianapolis at Denver. Denver's minus 3.5, 41.5 is the over-under. Indy sucks. I mean, I can't bet them anymore. I bet them the first 2 weeks. They won a miracle game the other day, but now Jonathan Taylor's not playing. I know Denver lost their running back, but up in that thin air in Denver, I just think they're two horrible teams. Russell Wilson, you left Seattle. You haven't got it together then. You know, you got a couple of wins. You're not bad. But we're just going to have to go ahead and go with Denver. We're going to take Denver. It's 3.5. Don't know if they cover 3.5 because they can't cover anything. But we're going to take Denver. I guess if you want to go get some point spread, maybe take Indy plus the 3.5 because it's a field goal. But we're going to take Denver. Moving on. We got the Chicago Bears against Minnesota. Bears, I've been giving you all the confidence for 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. I don't understand what's going on. The coaching staff needs to pay attention to the Drewster because you're still not throwing the ball enough. Montgomery's hurt. Everybody knows you're running the ball up the middle. It's pretty simple. Every single time you run the ball up the middle, you don't take any chances. You fumble the punt. You know, at the end of the game, you had a chance to win. You had every chance to win that game. You just played terrible. I don't know what's going on with the team, the coaches, special team. Juice is not happy. Not happy with the Chicago Bears right now. So, ding, 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 ding. This is it right here, folks. This is where you're going to make your most money. Juice is getting close to the camera because I'm not taking the Bears. Take Minnesota today, Sunday, the next day, whatever. Minnesota's covering the 7 points in this Bear game. The Bears will lose by more than 10. I'm sorry to say that to all you Bear fans just like me. I'm hurting. I did the research. I know what's going on. They're going to lose. Bears are going to lose at Minnesota. They got too much firepower. Kirk Cousins. They got every aspect. Let's look at it. Quarterback. I like Fields, but guess what? Right now, he's better. Wide receivers, better. They have wide receivers. We do not. Their running back, better. Their offensive line, better. Their defense is probably pretty close to ours. So, I mean, with all those factors, you got to take Minnesota. Even though I don't want to, but we're taking Minnesota in this game. All right, moving on to the New York Football Giants against Green Bay. Green Bay's minus 7.5. Over-under is 41. Well, the Bears over-under is 44. Let me get to that. We're taking the under. Okay. All right, we got Green Bay minus 7.5, over-under 41 against the Giants, the football Giants. They played okay. They ran the ball against the Bears. Everybody's been running the ball against the Bears. But we ain't got too much. I know Green Bay is not being playing well. You almost lost the game last week at home against a third-string quarterback. He came in the first quarter. Toe-to-toe with Rodgers, with New England. I don't know what's going on if they're putting anything in the water up there, but they better start putting something in the water if Rodgers is going to play better. Yeah, you're 3-1, but you've been skipping out some wins. Let me tell you that. All right? And if you want to be a powerhouse in the NFL, in the NFC, you better do something. All right. But they're going to win this game. 7.5. I don't know if they're going to cover 7.5. They really haven't covered much this year. So we'll say the Giants hang in, but Green Bay will win this game at home. All right, moving on. We got New England. We got Detroit at New England Patriots. Patriots are minus 3, 45.5. Detroit, you blew another one. We thought for sure last week you were going to score, but how in the hell do we know that Seattle can even score 48 points? I don't know. I kind of expected you guys to score in the high 30s and 40s, which you did, but you didn't win the game. But this week you got New England, Belichick. I know he's got quarterback problems. Daniel Jones, I guess he practiced today. And Brian Hoyer's still in protocol with the concussion. But Detroit, this is a tough game. But you're on the road at New England, and that's the problem. And it's only 3, and that's the reason why they're giving you. That kid played well against Green Bay. I think we're gonna take New England minus the 3. They're due for a win. They're at home. That's pretty much the only reason why I'm taking them. But even if you take them on a straight bet, 3's a push, and you don't lose any money. So take New England in this game, 45.5. I think New England's defense is pretty good. They're on the road, on the grass field. Detroit's kind of a fast team with that turf. So let's take the under on that, 45.5 under. All right, we got Pitt at Buffalo. Buffalo minus 14, over under 46. Pitt, you got rid of Trubisky, which everybody thought was going to happen. I think it was a little too soon, but that's okay. You put the kid in, throw a couple touchdowns, but you got beat by the Jets. Jets at home. Come on. Pittsburgh Steelers losing at home against the Jets? You're killing me. And you're going to lose again this week. You're going to lose again. You're going against the fucking Bills, man. They came back at the end of the game against Ravens, squeaked it out. But, come on, man. I don't think you can stay with these boys. They got too much going on with their offense, defense, So the Bills minus 14, it could be a blowout. It really could. But because they're at home. So we're going to take the Bills big in this game, okay? And the 14 points, it's going to be tough. It could be close to that. So you could take the Steelers with the 14 because if it lands on the 14 mark by 2 touchdowns, it's a wash. So it's no big deal. The even numbers I don't mind taking. But 46, it could go over. Steelers might get 2 touchdowns, and the Bills will probably score 28, 30 points. What's that put at 54? So, yeah, we'll take the over. All right, moving on. We got the Miami Dolphins coming back. They're at New York Giants, at the Jets, I'm sorry, Jets. Miami at Jets, Miami minus 3, over under 46. Jets played a good game. The kid came back in. They're throwing the ball around. They got a big win. They're 2-2, which I'm really surprised. But Miami's going to come up. I know Tua's now playing. Bridgewater's had a whole week to practice with his team. He's a decent quarterback. I think they get back on the road, and they're going to get a big win. Miami's going to get a big win, minus the 3. I'll take the minus 3 for sure. All right, moving on. So we got Atlanta at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay minus 9, over under 46.5. Atlanta, big surprise last week. Didn't know if you had it with you. Another team. A lot of these teams are 2-2. It's unbelievable. So Tampa, you got embarrassed last week against the Chiefs. I mean, I know Brady, you didn't have. I mean, you got Evans back, and he did well. He's on my fantasy. I like it. Keep it going. The fantasy guru's going to come up big. But guess what? Tampa Bay is embarrassed. They're at home again. I don't know. Tampa Bay must have every home game in the beginning of the season because they're at home like every week. Haven't looked it up, but it's crazy. All right, the GOAT, the Brady boy, the Brady bunch, whatever's going on, put a call out to the Gronk, because you need help. But you will win this game at home. Minus 9, I don't think so. Atlanta's been playing pretty decent. They're hanging in there in most of their games. But Tampa will win this game 46.5. The defense, you got scorched last week. Boy, they'll probably tighten that up, and we'll take the under on that game. All right, moving on. We got Seattle at New Orleans. New Orleans minus 5.5. Seattle, where did you come up with all these points? You suck. Geno Smith, I can't believe how you played. I still can't take it this week. I don't think that you're that good of a team. I just think you went bad a bad defense in Detroit. But what are you going to do? So Seattle had all the points, but that's all right. You're starting to learn to throw the ball to Lockett, Metcalf, and, give it to Penny, and, just do enough what you need to do. New Orleans, the double doink. Well, you might as well call Parkey. Maybe he'd come and do it for you because you guys did it. The double doinked to tie the game in London. It was very exciting. Andy Dalton's playing well for them. Kamara's not there. They've been tight. So we're going to take New Orleans at home. They're 1-3. I think they need a big win. 5.5 points. They probably, with that defense, they could probably hold down Seattle. And Seattle's on the road again. Or I think they're at home. Yeah, they're on the road again, I believe, at 46. I like the under of that game. But I like New Orleans. I just think they're due for a win. And they're hungry. So we're going to go that way. We're going to move on. We got Houston at Jacksonville. Jacksonville -7, 43.5. Lovey, it might be time. You went from the Bears. You went to Illinois. Then you were a defensive coordinator. Now you're back. You got a great beard. I'll tell you that. One great beard that's out there is Lovey Smith. All right? I love you to death, Lovey. I love you with the Bears. You did okay. But this team, you're trying hard, but they're just not doing it. Jacksonville. All right, Jacksonville. You get a 14-point lead on the only undefeated team, and you can't hold it. What happened in the defense? You've been doing so well all those games, but you played well. You came back in that game. You only lost by 8 against Philly, which is good. You're coming home, so I think coming home and the way you've been playing, Houston is just terrible. And Jacksonville getting a big win. You can take Jacksonville -7 because that might be right where it's at. And if it hits 7 and you're a push, you don't lose any money. And the juicer told you that. So here we go. We're going to take Jacksonville -7, 43.5. That might go over. But 43.5, that's tough. That's 24-20. I could see that happen. We'll take the over in that game. All right, moving on. We got the Tennessee Titans on the road to the Washington Commanders. What a horrible name. I keep saying it. Horrible name. I'm just letting you know, if you've seen the videos in the past, I got all these Todd McFarlane football figures. I'm looking at Ricky Williams in the Miami jersey. It's kind of cool. Just checking it out. All right. Get off track here. We are Tennessee -2.5 at Washington Commanders 43. That over's not coming in because the Washington Commanders with Carson Wentz sucks, just like he did with the Eagles, just like he did with the Colts. He's terrible. They can't get anything going. I don't know what's happening. Tennessee's going to run the ball with Derrick Henry. He's been throwing the ball a little bit better, Tannehill. So -2.5, I'll take them all day with a field goal against Washington. I know on the road, but they're going to get it done. All right, moving on. We got LA Chargers showing about who they are. Last week, the Chargers coming up big. Eckler, they look really good. That's the team we were looking for at the beginning of the year. Looking good. Chargers -2.5 at Cleveland, 47.5. And we're taking the Chargers. Cleveland, you've been in these games. You've had a couple of games that you should have won that you lost. But Chargers are coming to town. I know you got the running game going, but Chargers are hot. I like them. I think they're going to be good. They're only -2.5, so the three points is very enticing for me. So I will take them. So we're taking the Chargers -2.5, 47.5. Myles Garrett is still not there. Cleveland likes to run the ball. You know, God, that's a tough over/under. It's 48 points. Wow. I think we're gonna hold off on that. It's at Cleveland. LA might score, but we're gonna take the under. All right, moving on. We got the 49ers -6.5 at Carolina at 39. Carolina. I mean, I love you, Baker. I really do. You know, all the commercials with your Cleveland. I don't see any with the Panthers. Well, you know, maybe because I'm in Illinois, but still. But I follow you since college. I like you. I don't know what's going on with this team. You got Metcalf. You got a couple of guys. I just don't see how you could be this bad. I really can't. And for that point, I can't take you. The Niners, they look really good. Their defense is one of the best defenses in the NFL. I know they're calling for somebody. I forget the team. I think maybe it was the Buccaneers until last week where they got shellacked, you know, against KC. But 49ers look pretty impressive. Their defense is fired up, very good. At Carolina, -6.5. I believe they win by a touchdown. I love the 6.5. The touchdown game can happen at any point. Carolina just can't score enough. 39. I think that's going to be under. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, moving on. We have the Dallas Cowboys at LA Rams. Rams -5 at 43. I don't understand that. The Rams lost last week. They didn't look too good. But guess what? They moved the ball. So you got to read between the lines. Drewster says you got to read between the lines. LA played decent. Even though it was a tough defensive game, they moved the ball. They just couldn't get in the end zone. Dallas won 3 in a row. They look pretty impressive. Their defense is really good. That's what everybody was looking for. Dak's talking about coming back. I don't know if he's ready to come back. I wouldn't bring him back right now. But we're going to take the Rams in this game. I think they get it together. The Super Bowl champs get it together the next week, which is after their terrible outing. And I think they get a win. Now, Dallas, they might cover that 5. It's going to be an interesting, close game. But we're going to take the Rams, and they're at home. Minus the 5, I'd say maybe take Dallas, but we're going to take the Rams win in this game. All right, moving on. We got the Philadelphia Eagles, which are undefeated, the only team in the NFL undefeated against Arizona. Kyle Murray in company. When is Deshaun Watson? He's hurt, or he's not hurt, suspended. That kills you. Just like Deshaun Watson, this Hopkins guy. You know, guys, you're making millions and millions and millions of dollars, okay? And all you have to do for about 10 years, maybe 15 tops, is stay out of trouble, and you're a goddamn millionaire. If someone said, Drewster, I'm going to give you 35, 40, 50 million, $100 million, you got to stay out of trouble for 15 years of your career, and then you can do whatever you want. Guess what? The Drewster's staying out of trouble. Come on. Stop smoking a pot. Stop doing this shit. We need you out there. Fantasy players, your teammates. Come on, guys. This is bullshit. All right. I'm done with that. All right, here we go. We're taking Philly. You got to ride them. Ride the Eagles until they're fucking buck you off, okay? Until they throw you up in the sky and they toss you to the side. But the Eagles will win this game. It's 5.5, 48.5. Over-under might come in, but not the over. We're taking the under in that game, and we're taking Philly. The 5.5, Kyle Murray's been coming back. They've been playing down. 5.5 could be close. You always got to take the other team's points because, you know, Philly's eventually going to lose. You know, unless we're in week 10 or 12 and I'm talking about them. But right now, take the Arizona plus the 5.5. All right. Sunday Night Football. One of the biggest games I think is going to be on the record here is going to be Cincinnati at Baltimore. Baltimore -3, over under 48. How does Baltimore lose that game? They're winning the ball. And guess what, hardball? I don't give a shit that you have Action Jackson, Lamar Jackson, you know, all the Jackson 5s. I don't really care, okay? You kick the field goal to take the lead, okay? You don't go for it on 4th down all the time. You did this shit last year, and you lost a bunch of games, and you didn't make the playoffs. This game can come back to haunt you. It was against Buffalo. You really needed this win, and you blew it. You should have went for the field goal. I don't like the call. I don't like the throw. I don't like any of it. Okay? Take the goddamn points. Does the Drewster got to go to Baltimore and get a job on your staff to whisper in your ear, kick the field goal? Sorry for screaming. All right, here we go. We're taking Baltimore. Okay, John Harbaugh. We're taking Baltimore -3, Cincinnati. I think you're going to take your points this week, and that's what it's going to be. All right, -3, Baltimore, over under 48. That game might go over. We're going to get to the last one here. I know it's a long video today, folks, but I got a lot to say. We are Monday night, Las Vegas, at KC. KC -7. We're taking KC all day. Take them with the -7. Like I said, if it's a push, it's a push. All right, I'm going to throw a teaser at you. The teaser of the day, Minnesota, Green Bay. Take it all day long. It's a big win. And then I'll throw some teams out there for parlays if you like. Miami, Minnesota, Tennessee, Chargers, maybe KC, maybe Dallas. That's my show. This is the Drewster, and I am out.